You still have your flash?
It's the longest 2 minutes of your life.
I don't have a fan.
I'm cold all day.
It's got me smothering.
It's unusual.
Hmm.
That's unusual. Usually the two of you freezing.
That's because I sent the vent in there. What's his name right there?
Go.
Call the Town of Gaston's October 9th regular meeting into session at 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of officials, please.
Katina,
Present.
Brett,
Present.
Robert.
Present.
Okay, on tonight's agenda, it states that we have Mr. Bill Walters and Mr. Brett Yoder as guest speakers. Both have notified they will not be in attendance this evening. So we'll move on to the approval of minutes. September 11th, regular. Council, seeing any corrections?
No.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the Town of Gaston regular council meeting minutes from September 11th, 2025.
Second.
Motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye. Next set of minutes we have is the September 16th public hearing for the budget. Seeing any corrections? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the Town of Gaston public hearing on budget 2026 from September 16th, 2025.
Second.
Motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Tina.
Aye. Going to communications and the planning commission.
No updates.
Parks and recreation, the fence. Carl, you guys said you were gonna get that stuff at the Monday after the last council meeting. Was you able to do that?
We got it today.
So you have all the supplies for the fence? So it's all been ordered. Was it all on stock or is there, do you know if there's any back order on anything?
I don't think there's no back.
And then we talked about the framing for the entrance to the court. Was that able to be done? It was going to be done on September 19th.
Yeah.
So it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I haven't heard from Matt to see if he showed up or not.
Yeah, I think he's had something come up, family-wise, so we'll follow up with him on that. But the previous president had sent, where she had an email to everyone where she had checked on, having that stuff delivered. But are you gonna have an issue being able to get it back to town since you have the old truck back?
No,
Okay.
Matt Strong?
Oh, no, I thought you was talking about,
I'm talking about Matt Strong for the
yeah,
court.
I've not heard anything from him either.
I'll email him.
Do you have anything else on Parks and Recreation?
No.
Okay, moving on to old business. Any updates on the town webpage and official emails?
The webpage is up. The IT department is working on the Indiana.gov so he can sync them together. And I haven't heard back since. That's about a week ago.
Okay, so we decided to extend with CS4 for a couple months. That would end it this month. Do we need to extend that for the emails itself? Do you want us to extend that till year end?
Mm-hmm.
Council, you have any questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion to extend that.
Make a motion to extend the current email servers with C4 SEM through the end of the year.
Second.
Motion with a second. Roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Okay.
Katina.
Aye. Okay, the storm sewer project, and the wastewater project, we still don't have any updates on that. So I see no reason not to keep those tabled.
Agreed.
Okay, the nuisance ordinance 2025-05. We did a first reading on it last month. So it's up for second reading and adoption. So I would entertain a motion for the second reading by title only.
Make a motion to, for the second reading of ordinance 2025-05 by title only.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, prior to us going into adoption, I'd entertain any questions pertaining strictly to ordinance number 2025-05.
You're saying that's right here.
Okay, please state your name.
My name is Jerry Rosenbaum. I live here in Gaston. How many people in your district have you got okay from for this? How many people know?
Zero in mine.
Pardon?
I said zero for me.
Okay,
I haven't been home to get out.
Well, I talked to quite a few people. They like part of it, but they don't like this. It's all one thing.
the reason that I read it in its entirety last month
I know what you're.
online was so everyone who was unable to attend would be able to review it word for word, come up and get copies and go over it. Have you had anybody come get copies? I can tell you not
Sorry.
just,
Mr. Rosenbaum.
I can tell you not just my district, the entire town. They want it cleaned up.
Okay. I'll give you a prime example. The fire department just got a 225 ton of gravel and strung it from right back here all the way around on that street. I said something about sweeping it up. Oh, that's not their department.
That's not whose department.
The fire department.
You're saying they left like,
It went this scattered all the way down this road, in back in that alley, where they brought it up and put it around the fire
has it been
department
sitting
building.
there?
I have no problem talking with the street commissioner about that, but I'm strictly here to talk about this ordinance right now, which is property cleanup.
I got several questions.
Okay, please state your name.
Mark Berry. Okay, first one, who's gonna decide what's a nuisance? Is it just gonna be the three of you, or is there gonna be some kind of civilian board that's gonna decide what is considered a nuisance?
It would be the police department, and I would be, I'll let our attorney answer any questions there. They are our code enforcer. Do you have any feedback on that?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just gonna be the police department deciding what's a nuisance? No input from the public?
Well, in the past, we've had complaint forms up here because, if, say, my neighbor Ray has a complaint on me, he's not going to come and complain directly to me. He can file a complaint with the town. But our main concern right now, they're pretty obvious to the police department that they're in bad shape, that they've been neglected. And those are the properties that they have been trying to enforce at this time. I'm not going to disagree that you won't have someone that's petty, for lack of better words. But I believe that our police department is educated enough to know, with the state statutes and the ordinance being put in place, what is a nuisance and what is not.
Can you give me an example of a nuisance property?
I can give you an example of a lot, but I'm not going to give addresses.
No, I don't want an address. Let me point something out. What about all those trailers back there that are empty?
That's a
That's the one.
Is
nuisance.
that considered one?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so we're looking at stuff like that.
yes.
Other thing I have a question on section 3K. The discharging of exhaust or permitting the discharge of exhaust of any internal combustion engine, motor vehicle, motorcycle, or all-terrain vehicle except through muffler or other device. Can you elaborate on that for me?
Carl, we've talked this before. Will you go over that one, please?
Because we all know Harley Davidsons are loud.
The smoke and everything, we can't really do much about it unless you're turning our diesel to stuff like that. I mean, when you turn your exhaust up on your diesel trucks,
It's altered,
Do we have
correct?
a,
Pedal down.
Are you talking about,
do we have a decibel level that we're gonna,
you're talking about noise wise?
yeah, noise wise?
Well, it says here, with all applicable state and federal laws and regulations, and we talked about this before, it takes the decimal
right?
meter, and it's ones that's been altered.
Right.
Like, for example, my son has cut the muffler off his Mustang. He's going to fail.
So we're gonna run a decibel meter.
I believe that, don't you have to?
You don't have to. You
Why
can. It's not in this.
Okay,
You
is
can add that in.
What's the decibel level, the acceptable decibel level?
There's not one listed in this
Right.
proposed
that's correct.
ordinance. We can add one if that's something that you're wanting to do.
Would it just be off of whatever the Indiana state statute is?
That's what it says here, state and federal law regulations.
What is
I
the
don't-
state decibel level?
I don't memorize
You want me to look it
that,
up?
but,
Yeah, go ahead.
I assume when we talked about this before, you were going to stay within the state and federal laws on that, correct? Which requires the exhaust and those kinds of things. And my understanding from you when talking to you was that the ones that are altered would be the ones that failed.
I can tell you from a legal perspective, we're looking at things that are like overly obnoxious.
According to
Just-
who?
That's what he's wanting to know according to, like, who's gonna judge it. If like, they got pulled over,
So you were
Who's gonna say the
mentioning like
reading?
Harley Davidson, okay? Yeah, motorcycles are loud. That's not the issue. If you're gonna sit out here and rev engines for an hour, that's a bit over.
Right,
the
well,
top.
nobody wants that happen, but like, what about a classic car without the emissions equipment and stuff on it? I mean,
Just driving down, not idling and sitting there loud, annoying
in front
everyone.
of somebody's house.
Being
That's
obnoxious.
not,
Okay, section 3D. Grass and weeds more than 8 inches, I have no problem with that. But what's this about hedges, maximum of 3 feet high?
Okay, we already have that ordinance in place and what it is, and believe it or not, it happens quite frequently at the corners of intersections where people have hedges and people cannot see through the stop
Okay,
signs.
so that's what I was wondering. So it is at intersections where people can't see. It's not just like a house that's on the side. of
Right,
the
if
road.
you've got a 6-foot hedge in front of your door at your house, I could care less.
Okay.
But if you're blocking the public roadway, then that's a problem.
Okay, I understand that. Section 3L, the use or operation of permitting the use of operation of any musical instrument, musical device, sound producing or amplifying device, paging system, machine, or other device that produces noises or sound in a distinct and loud manner that unreasonably disturbs the peace, quiet, or comfort of any other person or the general public. Elaborate on that. Could you-
Okay, that's already in place also.
Mhm.
So if I hire a band to come to my house and they're bothering Ray's, Carl can come down there and shut my band down.
Okay, not a band, I'm just talking about somebody, say they play guitar or drums or something.
I think it has to do with the 10 o'clock at night and the,
Right.
So we will have a time frame.
Right.
Okay. I have no
I
problem
think
with
it's
that.
10 or
and I
12
believe it's
hours.
we talked about this before. If you have two neighbors that are disputing, it's the neighborhood that is when you guys go into effect. If it's am I correct? Tell me.
Okay, and my next one is 3M, section 3M. All other uses and conditions of property that are defined as public nuisances in other town ordinances.
And that would be what's already in our town ordinance book.
Okay, and like I said, once again, I go back to who decides that. I mean, other than the police department.
The police department is am I correct in saying the police department are the ones? Now, if complaints come to me or complaints come to the other counselors or the front office, we share it with the police department. And if you disagree with it, you have your day in court, correct?
How many complaints?
What do you mean?
How many complaints does it take? Just one?
Most of the complaints I've got, I've never got anything I can't think of, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, on the noise or anything. All the complaints I get are nonstop on abandoned properties not being taken care of. And when I came on the council in 2017, I've been asked to take care of particularly that trailer park down there. And we have not had an ordinance in place that will allow us to get that done. So that's why we went with something like this.
Okay. Section 9A. I don't have a problem with enforcing fines on people if they're doing stuff, but a lien on the property. I mean,
Lien
that's a
on the
little.
properties, the
That's-
lien on the
that's-
properties if they don't pay it.
Right, but I'm saying somebody has their house paid off and you're gonna put a lien on the property? I mean, that's a little far left if you ask me.
Well, my position on that, and you guys,
Fine's fine, that's fine.
but some people don't pay their fines. So the way to get them to pay their fine is put a lien on their property.
And then they turn around and pay.
Then they pay the
their
fine.
taxes.
Mm,
It's
Yeah.
assessed on their taxes.
There's no other law that you could use to hold them accountable for that, as far as a warrant or
Right.
failure to pay.
I mean, you get a failure to pay and the court don't honor it and they won't issue one. Most of it's civil matter.
Our experience in the past, and Traci can elaborate on this, is the way to get things done is the lien. That's the only way they come and pay. And I see your point 100%. But unfortunately, some people will not pay the fines. And I mean, if I thought for 1 second people would clean up their properties without fines, I'd be fine with that. But it showed that they will not.
Yeah, I don't like that part, because if the person has their home paid off, it's their home, period. It's not the right of the government or anybody else to come and take that from them.
Well, I'd like to say that too, but
Fine's
mine's
great.
paid
If you
for and
want-
I still
if
pay
you want to
property
throw the person
taxes.
in jail for not paying their fine, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you don't take somebody's property.
Well, hopefully they will pay the fine, and hopefully with an ordinance in place, they'll just clean them up and we don't have to do this. If everybody took care of their properties like most, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about ordinance 2025-05.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't have mine with me.
It's just a slippery slope. I mean, like I said, you're counting on a few individuals to decide what's gonna happen. There should be some kind of convening town board or something. Not just a town board, but I'm talking about like a civilian, like if there was a vote on something, you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. You're saying put a board in place, but unfortunately we have 2 boards right now and they're not even full. People will not sit on
Well,
them.
I'll sign up for it. Where is it?
What do other communities do? Other communities do the same as what we're talking, as the police department does the code enforcing?
Not everyone uses their police department. Some, if they have a department, will use the building commissioner's
Their
department,
zoning.
or street department, depending on what the citation is for.
But these boards work for the people of the town, period.
I wasn't talking about the board, I was talking about who goes out and sites properties and things like that.
So it would be really no different than like, say a contractor that done work on your house and they didn't pay a bill, they lien your property. Or it's like a same thing here. If we had a mowing, if we did mowing for people that didn't mow their yards, the first thing we would do if they didn't pay it is lien their property. So this falls under that same essence of if you don't pay it, the only way to get it is through your property taxes. In most towns, that's what they do.
I was getting ready to ask that, the surrounding
Because
towns
most
do it.
towns that do mowing or whatever, and someone doesn't pay that, they automatically lien their property.
I mean, we've had to send the employees to do it and we lost money.
A lot.
That we've lost tax revenue money putting these guys out here cleaning up the trailer park for one. And that takes them away from doing other work in the town. And we don't, before we couldn't get our money back.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that if you want to have any teeth to this, that trailer park needs to be taken care of first before anybody else's property is
It's-
messed with,
It's on the top 5.
because nobody lives there.
And now that I've noticed that the neighbor's taking care of it because he lives next to it and he doesn't want it to be, I'm with you on it. We definitely need,
I thought that end of this.
it's 3, I think it's 3 carousels too, like, the same person owns all of it.
Yeah, part of it, people taking care of this end of it is mowing it,
Mhm.
but, they're not mowing the rest of it, or the trailers.
Well, I shouldn't have to. It's not theirs, but-
Okay, Carl, as far as the police department and enforcing, you guys have had 30 days to review this. Do you guys have any questions or concerns about being able to implement this and get the town cleaned up?
I guess I would just expect to see that we all know that there are some problem properties here. And if anything's gonna happen, it needs to happen with problem properties. But I just wish who considered what a problem.
And I don't have on us looking in the future for, if there's, boards or different ways to get it implemented. I just feel like we need to put something in place so they can get started, because this has been nonstop. And the properties that I'm talking about that's on the top of my head are properties that's been problems for years. And there are people that don't either no longer live here or they use it as a rental, and they don't have to look at it every day. And they don't have to be the council member to go to the gas station to get a soda pop that gets beat up by the public. They want it cleaned up.
Yeah. There's one thing, there's a difference though between having stuff on your property that you might value and having trash on your property that's just strewn all over the freaking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There are a lot of things that are worth value to some people. They might not be worth value to you or the police department or anybody else.
That's what I said.
But I don't believe this ordinance that we have is any different than what most towns are using. Am I correct?
Sounds good now, but it can be tyrannical. I mean, you understand my point of view.
Well, I think that we know our police department well enough to know that they do their due diligence on it, and they try to work with people. It's not about bringing in revenue. It's about people driving through our community and saying that's a nice little community.
Yeah.
This is as hard on me as it is anybody else, because I have always had the mentality, I own my home, it's my home. But I also know that the way I might live might affect my neighbor, and we have to have some kind of guidelines to start somewhere.
Right.
Council, do you have any feedback or?
No,
I would like to say one more thing to that point, having a nice community and everything. Have you guys ever thought about like having a contest on the holidays for who decorates their yard nicest, cleans it up for Christmas, Halloween, anything like that? $50 prize or something. I mean,
Right.
we do the dumpster.
We used
day,
to
but
do
that's,
We used to do it,
For Christmas.
but everybody quit doing it. I mean, you'd get 1 or 2 people at the end, and
well, then you got 1 or 2 people that are trying, so somebody should be rewarded.
I mean, that's been a long time ago, but
But we do the dumpster days, and I've even offered to go get stuff with my dump trailer to help, no charge, just go around and help. But so we do try to offer ways for people to get rid of stuff, and if they're elderly, me and Ben will go help them, get rid of it.
Before you put a lien on somebody's property, I'll volunteer right now to help somebody clean their stuff up.
Okay,
The problem is.
and we all have done that.
Oh, yeah, we don't, yeah, exactly.
Well, we give them the option. You can have some people come in and help. That's what us neighbors are for. We're a small town. I'll come in and help them clean their shit up, but they gotta be willing to do it.
Okay.
But I've offered stuff like that before, and they've offered back trying to hurt me.
All 3
so-
council members sitting at this table have offered. This is how we started prior to having to do some kind of code enforcing. And one particular council member showed up, and every time they went to try to pick something up, oh no, not that, not that, not that. So we have a legal liability to protect the town.
Like I'm trying
So-
a lot of things.
The best that we can do is put a code in place, and then if Carl gives them their warning and they want help, then great. Well, Carl, I'm sure we'll find them the help they need,
Tell them,
But-
offer the help, I mean.
but we have to start somewhere. Do you have any
'Cause it
other
is our
input on
community,
this?
And we are, so, I mean, we're neighbors, you know, like, I'm here to help, so.
What he was mentioning about like a civilian type board, separate from this, you could create an unsafe building hearing authority. It's just very time intense, for your volunteers. But they would be a quasi judicial board and they could hear, these types of cases. So it's an option, but you would have to have plenty of volunteers that would put in the time, follow all the legal requirements. I'd have to go through and train them, but
Maybe we should do
And how many sit on that board? You know,
usually 3 to 5.
because I mean, I have no problem with that. What I've experienced, and these other counselors, what do we
I opened
Would they
it to
work with
let
the
the air
police?
in.
is that people get on the boards and then they're not active. They
I
don't
will
come
be
to
active
meetings.
on the board.
So
Like, if they did that, say they set something like that up, would they work with the police on it, or would they just take that from the police and they do it?
So the police would still go out and tag things, but it would have to go in front of the board and then the board would.
So that would be
hear-
like a middleman to them ending up at the courthouse. Is that what you're saying? Because that's how we have this, right? Was if they don't follow suit, then they go into the Muncie City Courts, correct?
So this type of board actually has some judicial authority. They can issue civil penalties. I believe it's up to 5,000 per time. They can do emergency orders to have the town go in and clean up and then, clean the property similar to this. You can give them certain periods of time to go in and clean up properties of their own or demolish properties if it's unsafe for the public, falling down or anything like that. At any point, you can decide to go ahead and hand it off to the attorney to go ahead and prosecute in county court, but you don't have to.
I think that's an excellent idea.
So would we be okay in saying that if we pass this, then we could still look into doing that board?
You can,
Okay.
yes.
And you could send us that information and,
Yeah.
okay.
Cool.
I'd kind of like to have like a guarantee though, if we're gonna pass it, I'd like to know that we have an agreement that we can do something like that.
I have no problem looking into the board. I think it'd be great if we can keep it active. Our problem is keeping boards active.
I will get 3 people here.
And I don't know what the requirements are as far as that board is concerned. I know a lot of the other boards we have are politically affiliated. I don't know if
This
that
one
one's,
is not, they
Okay.
just have to live in the town limits.
Okay. so I'm,
At least 3 people, I mean, then you got a deciding vote, you know what I mean? You got 2, and there's 3 people, that's fair to everyone.
It's safer to have 5 just in
I would
case
say
someone's
5.
absent. but-
5 would be even better.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and
I
then
will get 3 people.
who
Here.
appoints those 5 members?
It's council.
The council. Okay. Well, if you would send us over the details on that, I would be glad to share them with you and we can post them here at the town and say we're considering this. But then I would also want to know what happened if the board at any time became dysfunctional, where, people moved out of town or whatever. Because I understand your point, but we have experienced so many people coming up here, oh yeah, I'm interested. They get on the board, they don't show up to one meeting.
I promise you, I
So-
will be there. And I'll get at least 2 other people, but if we want to have 5, we can do 5.
Yeah, I think
There will be 5 people
I think
here.
5 needs, I agree with her on the 5. Because if you have one that's absent, then you're dysfunctional. So any other comments pertaining to ordinance number 2025-05?
Yeah,
Mr. Rosenbaum?
the part was in there about the equipment and so on the property.
Which one?
Well, I have to look it up again.
Do you have another copy of that, Andy, by any chance?
We have one in the office. While he's looking that up, I just want to make sure that we did our corrections. On page 205, where it said sidewalk, it should say trails.
Page what?
Page 2 of 5. On section I, it says sidewalks. It should say trails.
Oh, trails, not trials.
Yeah,
And then on page 3 of 5, on K, there should be a space between there and from.
yeah.
Section 3G.
Council, was that the only 2 corrections we see? Okay, Mr. Rosenbaum?
Section 3, G,
G?
G.
3G.
about machinery, household appliances, automobiles, mobile homes, or materials. There was another place in there, something else on it, and so on. Machinery, you don't move around all the time.
Gary, it's talking about machinery that doesn't work. It's not talking about machinery that works.
Like if it's sitting there dilapidated,
Well, I know
on its
what you're
side.
saying. We'll just go over to Mac. Dick and Bill don't move that machinery at all. And the thing
They're
that,
there
a
for
dilapidated
design.
machine
They're there
is
for
different
design.
than a machine that you can have running.
Right.
You
This
know,
is only talking
you can-
about what
you-
doesn't work.
you can have a vehicle that you've been working on the last 10 years, but it don't run to move, and you're giving it a time limit.
Well, that's already under state statute. That's not even in this ordinance. That is state law, correct, Carl?
I think it's.
No,
if
there
it's-
is no state law that says you can't have a piece of machinery sitting there.
You said a car, or non-running car.
No.
You did say.
You
that.
did
You said a car.
You said
It
a
says
car.
right here, machinery.
I know, but you
Right.
said a car.
car.
I think if it's plated, you can have it on your property.
Yes,
Yeah.
plated.
You don't play the tractor or.
But you
But
said
you said-
You
car.
said a car.
Well,
So we're going by what you
I
said.
use that as an example.
Well, car and
If this
machinery is
is
2 different things.
machinery.
Okay, so discard or irreparable machinery, household appliances, automobiles, mobile homes, or other materials or related parts stored or kept in open view. So
I
what's your
understand.
objection?
Pardon?
What's your objection?
You're telling somebody else what they can do and when they can do it.
No, I'm telling you that you can't leave junk laying around in front of, everywhere. Put it up. That's what I'm telling you.
Junk. You just said word.
Yeah.
Junk. I
Irre-
understand a washing machine sitting out there or your refrigerator that quit working 15 years ago.
That's what we're talking about.
But you're saying machinery.
That's case by case, it wouldn't
It's
be.
another example why we need a 5-man board to decide this kind of stuff.
I have faith in our police department that they're going to work on getting the properties that we all are talking about cleaned up, Mr. Rosenbaum.
For give you an example, my grandson bought a 2005 C6 Corvette salvage title that won't run. He's not ready to plate it. It won't run. It won't start. I told him to move it, get it off the property because in 20 days it's in violation of law.
That's a state statute. That's not
It's in
this.
public view.
Well,
And that law's been on the books since I was the marshal.
And you can get by with that, because then all he has to do is build a mound of dirt around it. And then put a fence on top of it.
Okay.
But now you're going outlandish thinking.
Okay, so, council, at this time, I think it's in the best interest that unless anybody has anything else, that we move forward or don't deny it.
I don't agree with it, and I got people that don't agree with it.
I mean, I have no problem with, I promise you that we will look into the board for enforcement. The police department would probably encourage some help, but we want to make sure that we do it in compliance with the state statute. So we will allow our legal counsel to provide that information to us.
That'd be great.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-05. An ordinance amending ordinance number 2025-04, the combined public nuisance. and weed control.
2022.
2022-04.
Sorry.
I motion.
Can you repeat your motion, please?
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-05, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2022-04, a combined public nuisance and weed control ordinance.
Second.
Motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye.
I object.
What's your email?
M as in Mark, Berry, Berry, 011974 at outlook.com.
At what?
Outlook.com.
Will you make
So
it?
mberry011974 at outlook.com.
Correct.
As soon as I get anything else, send it over to you.
I like that.
What's that?
Oh, I think that's good.
Yeah, it is, it's fair.
Okay. Okay, last month's meeting, we talked about the updating of the new town sign right outside of town. Traci sent us some examples. She went and met with them.
I went and met with Gary at Advanced Signs, and we just kind of come up with 3 different options. Well, this one was an old one, but I got newer ones. I sent them in your email. Everybody got them. So it's just deciding on which one you want to get.
What's the one on top?
I think we already marked off the bottom. And you said both of them was 12,000.
They're 12,000 and under, just depending on your specs.
Is that installed or just the price of the sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I like that one too. but That one was more expensive.
Okay, they're both the same price. And Traci had a good point to maybe be different than other communities. I did speak with Carl prior to the meeting. He has not used his 4,500 in the K9 and said he would be willing to allow us to use it so we could get a new sign. And then Traci recommended the rest of it coming out of our rainy day fund.
Is this wood in the middle, going through the middle? This one's all brick.
I thought she said this was metal, correct?
Is it metal?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
And this was like brick here, right?
They're the columns that they build, and then we'll just have to get electric hooked up to those,
This is the
to
one.
that.
Is this one that we're probably gonna go with?
Mhm.
So it'd be metal in here. There's your original.
Okay,
If you get your copy.
this is Mark's copy.
There's an extra.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I would make a motion to purchase a new town sign to go at the edge of town. The first, I guess I'm going to say option A.
Okay.
With 4,500 of that total cost coming from police K9 and 7,500 coming from the rainy day fund.
Second.
Motion with the second.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Got it.
Robert.
Aye.
Traci sent out the rough draft of the right-of-way ordinance. Ordinance would be ordinance number 2025-07. I would ask that tonight be a first reading. Mr. Ellison, would you mind reading that in its entirety?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ordinance 2025-07, an ordinance regulating activities conducted within the town's right-of-ways. Whereas the town of Gaston, Indiana, by and through its town council as the executive and legislative body of the town, is empowered to establish rules and regulations for various conduct and other activities carried out within the town. And whereas the town council has now determined that it is in the best interests of the town and its residents to establish rules and regulations concerning all work and other activities conducted within the town's right-of-way. Now therefore be it ordained by the town council of the town of Gaston, Delaware County, Indiana, as follows. Section 1, regulation of activities within town right-of-ways. Any individual or business entity desiring to conduct any activity within any of the town's rights of way shall do so pursuant to the rules and regulations set forth herein. Section 2, definitions. For the purpose of this ordinance, the following definitions shall apply unless the context clearly indicates or requires a different meaning. Above ground utility facilities included without limitation telephone, wireless communications, electric, cable, fiber optic, gas, water, sewer, heating, and cooling facilities existing at or above ground level. Below ground utility facilities includes, without limitation, telephone, electric, cable, fiber optic, gas, water, sewer, heating, and cooling facilities existing below ground level. Bond, the posting of a required surety to guarantee prompt and satisfactory replacement and repair of property and other facilities damaged or disrupted by the permitted operations. City street, any street, alley, or right-of-way which has been dedicated and accepted for public use in the town by the town of Gaston. Emergency, an emergency is defined in this chapter. As defined in this chapter, shall constitute the following: a sudden condition affecting city services, such as water, sewage, police, or fire, which must be immediately corrected such that there is insufficient time to obtain a permit, and or number 2, in such cases, the person or entity who desires to perform the work shall immediately and prior to the commencement of said work notify the town clerk and blank, and shall file necessary application within 48 hours of commencing the work. Flora, all trees, shrubbery, ornamental grasses, and other plants which grow to a mature height of more than 12 inches, but expressly excluding weeds and turf grasses of all type. Inspector, an authorized representative of the town of Gaston assigned to make detailed inspections of permitted work and other activities. Permit or right-of-way use permit, a formal written authorization included or issued to a person or business entity by the town allowing activities to be done or otherwise carried out within the town's right-of-way pursuant to detailed specifications set forth in the application for a permit. Right-of-way, the boundaries established by a recorded plat and a duly operated thoroughfare plan or usage for the purpose of providing public transportation or utility services, regardless of whether the areas within such boundaries are improved or unimproved in any way. Right-of-way planting strip, any area of soil or grass located between public sidewalks and curbs or streets. Street cut, the excavation of any part of any city street for the purpose of installation, repair, or maintenance of a sewer tap, utility transmission, or line, or for any purpose whatsoever. Utility facilities, either above ground or below ground utility facilities, including, without limitation, telephone, electric, cable, fiber, optic, gas, water, sewer, heating, and cooling facilities. Section 3, activities requiring a right-of-way use permit. Section A, except as otherwise set forth herein, no person shall undertake any of the following activities within a right-of-way without first acquiring a right-of-way use permit to do so from the town. 1, any construction, altering, or removing of any surface or subsurface material, digging or excavating in a town right-of-way. Number 2, installation or repair of above-ground utility facilities, below-ground utility facilities, private connections to public utility facilities, or facilities of any other entity having the right to use the right-of-way. And number 3, installation of mailbox approaches, sidewalks, or any such object of lawful encroachment which would share right-of-way space with governmental transportation needs, or to construct a temporary fence or barrier which may be required for environmental or construction purposes. B, exceptions. The following activities do not require a right-of-way use permit. 1, general maintenance of grass drives or sidewalks within a right-of-way. Number 2, any work or activities conducted in a right-of-way or public grounds performed directly by the town or state of Indiana. And 3, public road construction and maintenance done under a contract with the town. Section 4, unlawful activities within town rights of way. Unless a special permit to encroach is issued by the town council, it shall be unlawful for any person or business entity to A, construct a parking area within a right-of-way. B, construct a fence within the right-of-way other than a temporary fence required for environmental or construction purposes. C, place any advertising material within a right-of-way. And D, perform any work not listed under Section 3B of this ordinance within a right-of-way without first obtaining a permit from the town. Section 5, permit applications and requirements. A, application requirement. A person or business entity desiring to undertake any of the activities set out in Section 3 of this ordinance shall sign and file an application with the clerk treasurer of the town and secure a right-of-way use permit before starting any work or activity inside the right-of-way. Such applications for a right-of-way use permit shall be submitted to the clerk treasurer at least 60 days prior to the start of any work within the right-of-way. The town may exercise its discretion in the issuance or denial of a permit and may impose such reasonable conditions as it sees fit prior to the issuance of a permit. No work shall be done or activity taken prior to the issuance of the permit except in the event of an emergency requiring immediate remedial action for utility facilities, in which case the utility shall comply with Section 7 of this ordinance. B, contents of permit applications. The application for a right-of-way use permit shall be submitted to the clerk treasurer of the town and shall at a minimum include the following information and documents. Number 1, the name, address, and phone number of the person or business entity for whom the work is to be done and the activity that is to be conducted, and the name, title, and phone number of the person or entity responsible for the work or activity. Number 2, the name and address of the contractor responsible for the work or activity. Number 3, the reason for, estimated cost of, and an exact description of the work to be done or activity taken. Number 4, the precise location of the work or activity site and the location and dimensions of any excavation. Number 5, whether all or a portion of any right-of-way will be closed or otherwise restricted, and the dates such closures or other restrictions will begin and end. Number 6, the expected beginning and ending dates of the project. Number 7, the method of traffic control to be used by the applicant at the site. And number 8, any other pertinent information requested by the clerk treasurer or the town. C, insurance requirements. There shall be furnished to the clerk treasurer at the time of making application for permit written proof that the applicant or the contractor for the applicant is covered by liability insurance in an amount not less than $300,000 for property damage, $1 million for injury to any one person, and $2 million aggregate for a single occurrence. The applicant shall prove to the satisfaction of the clerk treasurer the payment of a premium for the insurance so that the town will be protected for a period of at least 1 year from the date of the commencement of the work. Bond requirements. The applicant or contractor for the applicant shall file a bond in an amount not less than $5,000 or 10% of the estimated cost of the work or project, whichever is greater, as determined by the clerk treasurer, conditioned on the performance of the work and the maintenance of the work for a period of 2 years from the completion of such work. Upon review of the application, the town may waive the bond requirement set forth herein. E, indemnity agreement. The applicant shall furnish a written agreement to indemnify and hold harmless the town, its officials, agents, and employees from any liability due to loss, damage, injuries, or other casualties of any kind, or by whomsoever caused to the person or property of anyone on or off the right of way, arising out of or resulting from the issuance of the permit or the work or activity connected therewith, or from the installation, existence, use, maintenance, conditions, repairs, alterations, or removal of any equipment or material, whether due in whole or in part to the negligent acts or omissions of 1, the town, its officials, agents, or employees; 2, the applicant, their agent, contractors, or employees, or other persons engaged in the performance of the work or activity; or 3, the joint negligence of any of the above, including any claims arising out of the Workmen's Compensation Act or any other law, ordinance, order, or decree, for a period of the applicable statute of limitations. Excuse me. The indemnity shall also provide that the applicant shall pay for all costs associated with the removal and or moving of utility facilities or other objects located within the right-of-way, or reimburse the town for all expenses it incurs in the event that the town removes or moves utility facilities or other objects on behalf of the applicant. The indemnity shall also provide that the applicant shall pay all reasonable expenses and attorney fees incurred or imposed by the town in connection herewith in the event the application shall default under the provisions of the indemnity agreement. F, installation and design of utility facilities. The applicant shall be responsible for the installation and design of utility facilities or any other improvements to be made to or installed within the right-of-way. The town shall only be responsible for the review and approval of the proposal with respect to the locations of the utility facilities or any other improvements made or installed and the manner of installation. It does not relieve the applicant of responsibility for the design or installation. The town does not alter current regulations or authority for installing utility facilities, nor for determining financial responsibility for replacing or adjusting utility facilities. The town limits itself to matters of safe operation, maintenance, and integrity of the town's right-of-ways. Section 6, permit fees. At the time of filing the application for a permit fee shall be paid to the clerk treasurer according to the fee schedule set forth below. A, above ground utility facilities. The permit fees for conducting any work or other activities on above ground utility facilities shall be $500 and must be paid at the time of filing the application for a permit. Failure to comply with this requirement shall be punished by a fine not to exceed $5,000. B, below ground utility facilities. The permit fees for conducting any work or other activities on below ground utility facilities shall be $500 and must be paid at the time of filing the application for a permit. Failure to comply with this requirement shall be punished by a fine not to exceed $5,000. C, all other work or activities. The permit fees for conducting any other work or activity requiring a right-of-way permit shall be $25 and must be paid at the time of filing the application for a permit. Failure to comply with this requirement shall be punished by a fine not to exceed $250. Section 7, emergencies. In the event of an emergency, work within the right-of-way shall commence prior to submitting an application for a right-of-way use permit. In such event, the person or entity responsible for completing the work or activity shall A, notify the clerk treasurer of the emergency and provide a brief description of the work or activity to be done as soon as practicable after learning of the emergency. Such emergency notification must be sufficient to notify the town at the earliest time possible following the discovery of an emergency and may be either written or oral. B, submit an application, bond, and indemnity agreement for a right-of-way use permit to the clerk treasurer within 24 hours of starting its work or the next business day, whichever is sooner. C, attach to the application a full and complete written explanation concerning the emergency and its cause. And D, in the event the town council determines that in its judgment an emergency did not exist, the applicant or other person or entity performing such work may be deemed in violation of this ordinance and subject to the penalties set forth herein. Section 8, required relocations. The town may require the relocation of utility facilities, private connection to utility facilities, or facilities of any entity having the right to use the right of way when the town is installing utility facilities in the right of way. Unless otherwise approved by the town council, the cost for such relocation of utility facilities shall be paid by those entities or persons that have installed the same in the town's right of way. Section 9, pre-inspections and post-inspections. Before commencing any work within the right of way, an inspection of the work site may be required to ensure compliance with the permit application. Upon completion of any work within the right of way, an inspection shall be performed by the town's authorized inspector to confirm compliance with the issued right of way use permit and this ordinance. In the event any work carried out within the right of way is insufficient, inferior, or otherwise not completed in a workmanlike manner, the town may require the person to whom the right of way use permit was issued to make any repairs deemed necessary by the town. Section 10, planting, alteration, and removal of flora. It shall be unlawful for any person or entity to prune, treat, remove, or plant any flora on or in part of a public street, alley, avenue, right-of-way planting strip, park, or any other public place within the town without the approval of the town council and without first applying for and procuring a right-of-way use permit. Section 11, Objects overhanging a street. No person shall cause or permit any object not properly licensed, registered, or otherwise permitted to be operated on a city street within the town to be placed on or along a city street, which shall, by its location with respect to the city street, cause any part of the object to obstruct the flow of traffic or parking on the street, or extend out over the street in such a manner that it could obstruct the flow of traffic or parking on the city street. Section 12, penalties for violations. Except as otherwise set forth herein, any person or entity found to be in violation of or failing to comply with this ordinance may be subject to a fine of up to $5,000 per violation. Each day such violation continues to occur shall be considered a separate violation and subject to a separate fine for each violation. Section 13, repeal of conflicting ordinances, resolutions, and other regulations. All ordinances, resolutions, and other regulations or any parts thereof in conflicts with any provisions of this ordinance are hereby repealed. The invalidity, invalidity, or any section, clause, sentence, or provision of this ordinance shall not affect the validity of any other part of this ordinance. This ordinance shall be effective immediately upon its adoption and publication, as may be required by the law, adopted and approved by the town council of the town of Gaston, Indiana, on this, the blank day of the blank 2025.
I'd entertain a motion to accept that as a first reading. Thank you. I could do it.
Make a motion to accept that as first reading.
Second.
Motion with the second, roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
That will go for second reading and adoption in the November meeting. And please remember, I will be out of town that meeting and you'll be running that. Thank you. The golf cart, we still have at your office.
Do you want to get that?
And feel free to speak with Carl on some of the concerns he had, thinking that we may need to update that one. So at this time, I'd entertain a motion to keep the golf cart ordinance on the table.
Make a motion to leave the golf cart ordinance on the table for the time being.
Second.
Motion with the second.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
We talked last month, Tracy, about the flagpole and the new flag. Were they able to, so we don't need to do anything with the new flagpole?
Yep.
That's correct. Okay. And then council, we reached into an agreement with American Publishing to codify our ordinances. And once it got sent back to them, the cost was lowered. So they've asked that we sign a new agreement. So I could take a look at that and entertain a motion for the new agreement.
So I make a motion to approve the amended contract with American Legal Publishing for codification of town's ordinances and codes. That reduced price was $67.50.
Second.
Motion with the second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Tina.
Katina, will they have that on their website? Your ordinances and stuff like that?
Will they have them on our website or theirs?
Will they have it, or
I think
are you gonna upload it to yours?
Additional.
Okay.
That's what I plan on doing.
Just wanna make
So it's
sure.
all just a moving process here. So, we're getting a new website. It's already up and running. I have another training on it, and then I'll start doing that. And then when they get done with that, I'll put that on our website. So, working on it.
Council, if you have no other old business, if I haven't missed anything, we'll move on to new business. Claim docket.
1 second.
And I think I've asked you before, but on that clothing allowance, you have a way to determine when they've
I have a
reached their cap.
spreadsheet.
Okay.
Excuse me. Make a motion to approve the claim voucher for September 2025.
Second.
Motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Katina.
Aye.
Brett,
Guy.
Robert.
Aye.
APV, we do have some loose ones, but
Make a motion to approve the APV voucher totaling $57,307.49, subject to audit.
Second.
motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
We have a few that just came in right before the meeting. Snyder General Contracting in the sum of $1,855. This was for East High Street, east of South Madison Street, remove bush excavating down 4 inches deep to locate water leak outside the meter pit. And the other one was also water leak. So both of them for water leaks, sum of $1,855.
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable voucher to Schneider General Contracting in the amount of $1,855.
Second.
Motion with the second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
The second one is for Reedy Finance. Council, we already voted for them to assist the clerk treasurer with the budget consulting. And I believe we agreed to pay that out of edit. That was her recommendation.
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable voucher for Reedy Financial in the amount of $6,012.50 to be paid out of the edit funds.
Second.
Motion with the second, roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye. Pop's Garage, this just came in today. We, for Carl, took the Ford Taurus for an oil change in the sum of $75.65.
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable voucher to Pop's Garage in the amount of $75.65.
Second.
Motion with the second, roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Mileage for the clerk treasurer for going to the bank in the sum of $66.15.
Make a motion to approve the mileage reimbursement in the amount of $66.15 to the town clerk.
Second.
Motion with the second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. We had one leak adjustment. It was a reoccurring for the second month. Count number 30002001. Forms filled out. It was for here at the town hall. The toilets had to be replaced, the guts in the tank. And she notified us last month that it would probably roll over. And it had 9,239 gallons. So the form's filled out. So it would be the final adjustment.
Make a motion to approve leak adjustment for account 30002001, which is the final adjustment for this.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
So our legal does not have to stay the entire meeting. You had sent us an email pertaining to that general obligation bond.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory, sorry.
Find it. Oh, she's looking at that.
Mhm.
While she's reviewing that. What my question on that is, can we still do that even though we've adopted the budget?
I did talk to Reedy and she said she doesn't believe we need to do that.
I haven't looked into it. Tom at Barnes and Thornburg is just someone I work with a lot of the municipalities. You could ask him. I haven't really dug into this at all.
Okay.
I would just forward
I
the
sent it-
information so you had it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I forwarded it to Brooke and she says we don't want to go there at this point.
yeah. Some municipalities are really concerned about how their budgets are gonna get
Right.
cut with the new
Right.
statute, so that's all I have.
Yeah, she said as long they're working on our budget for this year, well, the next budget and the next year. And she said she doesn't believe we should even
Okay.
go that route.
You could reach out to them and just get the information so you have it for the
Okay.
future.
Okay.
I do have a couple questions for you before we take on.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's dig down. Pretty sorry for that.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So we can't, or we have to wait.
So I am not sure. I didn't look into it. I was just forwarding the information, but I would recommend at least reaching out to Tom and getting the information.
Well, that's what I told her. I talked to Brooke about it because I forwarded it on to Brooke,
Right.
and she does said it's something that we won't have to worry about doing because they are working on the next 2 budgets.
Okay.
But we can still get the information if we want.
Okay. And then Tracy had one more thing that she,
Okay, so this has to do with the annexation
Mhm.
and the fiscal plan that we are supposed to have to be able to do any annexation. So this is from Reedy's. I called them because like, they're already working on our stuff. And so that is from them where they would do a fiscal plan for us.
Have they done those before?
Huh?
Have they done those before?
So is there something that they need to be doing? I know they do them all the time, but
Not every financial institution knows how to do the fiscal plan properly, so I just wanted to make sure that they had some background in it.
I mean, is it something that you would want to talk to them or,
No,
That you need to-
that's entirely up to you. If
Okay.
you want to use.
I mean, it's not anything that we can do. We have to have it done.
Correct.
So,
and we have to have it done prior to doing any kind of annexation, right?
Yes.
So the individual that came to us before for the annexation down here,
So they can still petition to be annexed, but once you receive that petition, then you've got to do this.
Yeah.
So you might as well go ahead if you know what's coming.
well, they've already done it.
they
So-
petitioned
They
it
did.
when your counterpart was here. And my interpretation was that he was going to get everything ready. And this gentleman's been sitting out here waiting for annexation. And when I went to look up the law, if I understood it right, once they petitioned the town, we had 30 days to have a public hearing. And so that's out the window.
It would help if they could go ahead and get started. And it goes faster when they are the ones petitioning and it's completely voluntary. When it's not voluntary, it takes a lot longer. You have to have public meetings and I can go through that whole process with you. But if it's voluntary, it's relatively quick once you have the fiscal plan in place.
So what
Yeah,
we
and-
need to do is do the physical plan and then tell that individual that he's going to need to petition again so we can meet the requirements, correct?
Yeah.
And the sum of that was, how long is this plan? Is it once it's a one-time thing, the plan's good for? Or how often would we have to update
You
it?
only need it for this one time.
One time? Because it's not.
But if you do an annexation for a different property, you've got to do it over again.
So for every annexation has to have a new physical plan.
So if you have multiple that you know are gonna come right now, wait and do them all together in the one plan.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So both of them need to be done.
Yeah.
So you might as well get it done and you reach out to the gentleman that got a hold of you.
Yeah. You want to give me a list of what he needs?
He never got a hold of me.
Well, I don't know what you need him to provide.
Well, he would just need to, after we get this done, he would petition the town.
Yeah, I can give you a form petition that they can just fill out.
Okay.
But then what you're saying is on this here, when she turns it in for the physical, she needs to turn it in for both properties,
Yeah,
correct?
you need, so they're gonna ask you what properties
Yeah.
does that matter, so you're gonna have to list what properties. they
Okay,
are.
that's fine. Yeah, they just gave a price up to $5,000.
$5,000.
And they said that they didn't know that it would go that high, but I mean, that's the general.
Can
There's
we
two properties, it shouldn't be much.
because both the properties we have are voluntary. They're not large properties, you know, like the one down here is, can we recoup any of that cost that we have to pay for this physical?
I mean, just long term through taxes, but that's all changing too,
A long time
so
for $5,000 on a little corner.
it's worth it for large annexations, it's harder for small.
Now I know why the county said come to the town. Do we know, because I know that it's certain segments of the town that part of their properties are county and part of them are town. Do we feel like we should reach out to those and see if anybody else wants to annex at this time? I mean, I would hate for two to do it. We spend all this money and then we got to do it all over again. Oh, I didn't know. I'd like to annex mine.
I mean, we can. I don't know that.
Yeah, ask people if they want, just make sure that it's contiguous to the.
That'd be like the Dollar General.
Right. I mean, that's who I want. It's the Dollar General. That's the tax revenue. I would like, if we're going to do this,
Is the Dollar General contiguous to town lines?
yes, the previous clerk told me that when they put that Dollar General store in, it was set up for the annexation process to go through. They were expecting it. But for some reason it did not happen. They do have our utility services, you know.
It's still outside the county line, right?
Are there
Yes,
properties
sorry.
in between
Yes,
the town limits
Yes.
and, okay, so you've got to get all of those in then.
Yeah, so it would be everybody after Powers.
Powers.
So it would be all those
You
houses.
can't jump out into the county like that, you've got to get everybody.
So on one side, it
On
would be
both
the-
sides, or can you do one side?
I'd have to look at the area, so there's a specific percentage, you should be okay.
Oh, wait, they're
but
already
I'll
in
have to-
town except for,
all but the one
One.
house.
sorry, I should have said that.
That's
I
okay.
wasn't
You
thinking.
theoretically, you should be fine, but I'll have to do some math on it, I'll look at the map.
Okay. I mean, what they're wanting to annex in is not, well, you've seen it, or Phyllis has seen it, a little tiny corner.
I mean, I want to help both ones, but to me, it'd take a long time for us to recoup $5,000 in tax revenue or in property tax revenue. So my thoughts were, and maybe none of them want to, but that whole side, those people down there have part that's in town and they have part in the county. So I would hate for them to say, well, I didn't know you guys were doing that. I'd like to bring my county part you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same thing goes with the
Yeah,
gentleman down here. And they're already town addresses. They just have partials in the county and partial in the town. So I feel like if we're going to do this, we at least need to let those people know, hey, this is our plan. You know, throwing $5,000 out there is a lot of money.
I mean, it is, but if it's something that they're, you know what I'm saying?
I just feel like if we're going to do it, we don't want two doing now, two next month, you know, then we need to do them all at once. Is my point.
I mean, we can call and ask.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then once they come and pay their utility bills, you know, let them know that, you know. I mean, what's your thoughts?
I mean, if we can get the other, but what are we gonna do if none of them want
Well,
to be
if-
annexed?
well, I'm not, this one down here, she stopped me in my feet on that one because and she's told me before and I just forgot, there's properties that's already in the county. These over here, they're already in town.
Right.
They just have their additional partials that took to them. So I'm
Right.
just saying, let them know that, hey, we're going to be doing it, that none of them may want to.
Yeah.
Same thing down here. They're already got partials in town, like where she used to live, and part of it's in the county.
Mhm.
Just afford them the
That's
opportunity.
exact best.
Right. I mean, we didn't know that when he came to the meeting. We didn't realize that this had to be done.
Yeah.
We thought that it was at the law office and then we was going to annex it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I think
Those are
we-
my notes.
yeah, I think we'll move ahead with it. So, make a motion to adopt the agreement between the town of Gaston and Reedy Financial Group for the creation of a fiscal plan for annexation.
Second.
motion with the second, roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Got it?
Katina.
Aye. You like them to sign it too, right?
Mm.
Before you've always had them sign, you want them to.
Yeah, just everybody can sign it.
Did you have anything else?
The school from November the 4th to the 6th.
Did you have anything else for her so
No.
she can go home? Okay, I only have one question for you and then you're more than welcome to leave. We took bids for some machinery and we have not opened them yet. But if we don't agree, we can deny them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Does anybody have any questions for our legal before she leaves?
Yeah. So Gaston's an incorporated town, correct? 1906, they were incorporated. Okay, so Indiana Code 36-7-9, it says that they don't have any right really in Indiana to regulate junk properties in a town. It's left up to the local municipality. Delaware County, same way. You leave it up to the local. So I just wanted to reiterate the thing about having the civilian board to try to make those kind of decisions. The only one that covers is the land that's left vacant, basically. It leaves it up, the rest of it's left up to the local municipalities. So, and am I wrong?
I would have to look at it. Any other questions?
Any other questions before she leaves? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
And I will be out of town at the November meeting and Brett will be running it. So they'll let you know if they feel that they need you to attend. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Carl, do you have anything for her before? Okay. Yeah. If you just look at that golf cart ordinance and let us know what you think on it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
We're getting a nice sign. There. Yeah. We
Say it again.
We're getting a new sign. I'll meet with
As soon as Mr. Ellison comes back in, we'll do the bids for the.
I'll talk about it in a second.
So if I understood you correctly, Brooke thinks we don't need to do that. Okay.
She said a lot of the bigger towns that are having, like, a lot of towns that, because of the new law coming into effect, it's going to affect them. More than it's.
one, then somebody else. Okay. So the town posted 2 items up for bid, one being a backhoe and one being the old police chief vehicle. This one was received on 10/7. And a bid from Emergency Remarketing, our bid for the 1997 New Holland backhoe, $2,228.18. For the 2013 Dodge Charger, $658.18. Thank you, Brett Patty, President, Owner, Emergency Marketing, out of Will, Ohio.
That's it.
I'll pass them all around once I get them all of them. Bid on the backhoe, I think it's. Received on 10/8. Auto Network Incorporated, 300 West McKinley in Gaston, Indiana. This is Raj Howard. I want to put a bid on the 1997 Ford New Holland 555E backhoe for $5,200. Bid on the backhoe. I got better envelopes than that. Mike Frederick with a telephone number, $1,700 for the backhoe. Sealed bid, Dodge Charger, Town of Gaston, Ringwood Motors Incorporated, received on 10/7. Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois. 2013 Dodge Charger, $800. The Town of Gaston, oh, that just says that they are ad. So they only put a bid in for the Charger at $800. Council, I'll pass the bids around for review. As soon as they look at them, we'll go into discussion. Yes.
I'll make you know.
Well, now, before they turn it down and then come back. to
You
turn
can,
it
if it gets turned down, but we haven't got there yet, Gary.
down. I know. That's why we got the noise.
Did he look at
Not
it?
on email.
Okay. Up for discussion, we'll first discuss the 2013 Dodge Charger. It appears that there was a bid for $800. And there was a bid for $658.18. Carl, that's your departmental vehicle. Can you give the council your feedback?
Take the $800.
Council, any discussion?
I agree.
So the $800 is coming out of Illinois. Does that have, all the police stuff's been taken off of it, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if someone left here with that vehicle, it wouldn't be identified as a Gaston police car, correct?
Nope.
I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the bid for the Dodge Charger, 2013 Dodge Charger from Ringwood Motors Incorporated from Ringwood, Illinois, in the amount of $800.
Second.
Motion with a second. Roll call, please.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye. Okay, so the top one's. Okay, and then. Look on that second one, did they bid on they also, so the bids on the backhoe were emergency remarketing for $2,228.18. Raj Howard here in Gaston, Auto Network for $200. Or Mike Frederick in the sum of $1,700. Carl, what's your thoughts as a street commissioner?
And then it rolled for 5,000.
5,200, correct?
So because I didn't know anything about him, I asked my husband, and they're junking out one that was online, and they wanted $4,000 for it. So it doesn't run, and or as you can see,
Yeah.
they're selling it strictly for the parts.
Mhm. So I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Auto Network in the amount of $5,200 for the 1997 Ford New Holland 555E backhoe.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye. Now, council, as we talked before, we were going to utilize those funds for the current truck. So it would, I would say that $6,000 needs to be returned to water sewage depreciation fund.
Correct.
Say that over again.
Okay, so we had discussed that we bought that truck with the water sewage and we were going to sell those two items and that money was going to go. So you're okay with that $800 going? So we need, in my opinion, take that $6,000 and replenish and put it back towards payment in the water sewage depreciation fund from buying the other. So I entertain a motion.
Make a motion to take the proceeds from the sale of the Dodge Charger and the New Holland backhoe and replace the funds used to purchase a pickup truck in the water and sewer depreciation fund.
Second.
Motion with a second. Roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye. And then when Traci sent the budget information out to the council, she had a 2025 MVH reduction resolution that's going to be done in November. Just want to make sure council knows that that's attached to yours. So you two can address that next month. And unless Traci has anything, I'm ready to move to departments.
I'm done.
Please.
Council members should have a September form in front of you.
Can you come up here? Thank you.
Next time Gary gets up there.
Good evening. Kevin Allen, Deputy Chief, Gaston Police Department. You also should have September's monthly report in front of you. The officer hours, Chief Barber had 192 hours for the month of September. Deputy Chief Allen had 116. Captain Rasticus had 19. Lieutenant Jarrett had 7. Sergeant Brown had 19. Officer Denny had 0. He had surgery, so he was out on surgery. Officer Vest had 17.25. Officer Armstrong had 20.25. Officer Harless had 31.25. Officer Mitchell had 9.5. And Officer Carmen had 0. We did 9 security checks and 76 runs last month for a total of 85 runs. Our training was done from the Delaware County prosecutor. We had 1 hour of searches and traffic stops. And they were intermingled on the searches. The searches was subject to the traffic stop. It was really good. The officers enjoyed it. We had an hour for a department meeting. Patrol hours were 431.25 hours. The total hours were 432.25. Our total fuel consumption was 143.94 gallons for a total of 581 miles patrol.
Okay.
Questions?
Let's talk about Halloween trick or treat hours.
Same. 5 to 9 or whatever.
Pardon me?
5 to 9,
You're doing 5 to 9?
5 to 8.
5. So on the holiday, October 31st, that Friday, from 5 to 8, correct?
Yes.
And are the police department, are you guys doing anything this year?
Same thing we always do.
So you are doing the hot dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, Council, I'm going to be out of town. Will either one of you be able to attend that?
I will be at work. I don't usually have
Will
volunteers
you?
on Fridays.
Oh, I have kids.
On the 31st?
I think my kids.
I mean,
I'll try to be there.
okay, so Tracy will. I have to take my mother to a Halloween party, so. So I'd entertain a motion for trick or treat hours to be October 31st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Make a motion for Halloween hours to be October 31st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Okay, council, the police department has a body worn cam policy. It's been passed, but I noticed that it's not in our employee handbook. So I would vote that we actually passed that in 2020. I would vote that that get implemented. I would ask for a motion that that get implemented into the employee handbook.
Make a motion for the body cam policy to be incorporated into the town of Gaston employee handbook.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Do you have the ways to implement it
I'll
in
have
the?
to see.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Augur may have it.
Hmm.
Augur may be the one who has it.
If not, I'll just add it to any new ones. Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Katina.
Okay, I know Carl. Okay, so in Carl's notes, he said that the brackets were going to be more than $600.
That is correct. They
Um,
are $642. We're $42 short.
$642 for one, for
It
both.
should be both of them.
So why didn't you just take the $42 out of your allotment?
I thought about it, but I thought maybe we did a little bit more, so I was seeing about getting an extra $100 on that.
So last month we voted for $600 for them to get the brackets for the computers. He needs it to be 700.
So I'll make a motion to approve $700 to be spent for the computer brackets for installing the computers in the vehicles.
Second.
Motion with a second, roll call.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
Katina.
And then he said that you guys need $200 for an instructor to do defensive tactic courses because of a lack of instructors. Who did that for you before, Moran?
No, Dave Williams.
So who will you use for $200?
Probably Dave Snodgrass. He said he'd probably do it for free, but I just want to make sure we get the, because of state law, we gotta have it.
So I would entertain, is 200 gonna be enough, or are you gonna come back next month, and tell me you didn't do it because you need 210?
No, 200 is gonna be enough.
You're the police chief and you couldn't come up with $42.
I'll take him out to work.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion for them to be able to use up to $200 for instructor for their defensive tactic course.
Make a motion to approve for the PD to spend up to $200 for an instructor to do their defensive tactic course.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Robert,
Aye.
Katina.
Aye.
Brett,
Okay, he needs to buy 5 mounts for his body cams. Up to $150.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Is that gonna be enough?
Should be. Shouldn't
How many did you say?
it? 5.
Yeah, that should be enough. 6 would be better, but
Well, let's go. How much are they a piece?
how much are they?
Oh,
So up to
$16.
200, will that get it?
Yes.
Make a motion for the police department to spend up to $200 for mounts for body worn cameras.
Second.
Motion with the second, roll call.
Robert.
Aye.
Oh, hold on. Brett.
Aye.
Katina.
Okay, we are coming to year end, Carl. So you need to look at your funds and no large expenditures after the November meeting. So we're not rolling into the next year's budget. Okay.
I'll get that from Traci tomorrow.
Do I need to repeat that?
No.
No large expenditures after the November meeting. So if you have anything you need, they need to come before the November meeting. Okay. Even though I'm not going to be here.
Truck needs double check.
Okay, the truck goes to the dealership. And that's your normal operation, so, because it's still under warranty. So the truck,
I didn't know where we were at with that. That's why I mentioned it.
yeah, the truck, as long as it's under manufacturer warranty, needs to go to the dealership. Our other vehicles are going over here, correct?
Yes.
Council, I need to have an executive session with both paid officers, job performance. I need to know your guys' schedule and your guys' schedule.
When are you on? Like, when-
You guys tell, I mean, it's not an emergency that has to be done tomorrow. I know she's gonna be out of town. I know he works a day shift job. I'm free to do on weekends. I mean, I just really need us all to get together, and the only way to do so is by an executive session.
I'm here every Monday through Friday, 6 to noon.
Mondays and Tuesdays are better for me.
I know she's gonna be out of town.
Mondays are better for me.
Mondays are better for you. Monday's okay for you? The earliest you get here is 6, correct? Everybody available Monday, October the 27th?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
6 PM?
Yeah.
I don't see where any action will need to be taken, so I don't believe we need to have a special meeting. But it's executive session for paid officers on performance.
6 p.m.
Yes. If something would happen with your work, because I know sometimes that if you could let us know, you know, like say the week before you find out you're going to have a jury trial, let us know and we'll go ahead and change it.
Sure.
So we're not holding up everybody's schedule and still can't have it. Does that work? Okay. Does police have anything else?
I do not. Other than we need to hire some people.
Well, I noticed that we have some, I don't have any leave of absences. And do you have any leaves of absences for police? So technically, none should be off unless the leave of absence is at the at town hall. I did notice that the last couple months, you guys have had a couple that's not doing their hours. I know things happen, but it shouldn't be repeatedly. So if they're unable to give their community service to the town, then I would ask that you guys ask them to resign and we'll replace.
I'll take care of that.
I see some are putting in more hours than what they're obligated to do, and I appreciate that. But if it's a repetitive, I don't know what your guys' position is, but if it's repetitive every month in, then obviously we're not a good fit for them, in my opinion.
I know there's probably 4, maybe 5 people that have expressed interest to come over here.
Okay.
I just need to know if we can, and I know that 3 of those are already, police officers are already have the requirements they need to go to work. There's a couple that may not. They can work on getting an instructor to do the pre-basic class that they need. If that would be okay with you.
That's the problem, because we gotta hire them before they can take the class.
Right, and we've done that. But if they've already got all their credentials, they don't have to go back through that 40-hour, correct?
No.
And you say you have some that have already been through that?
Yes.
My position would be that you guys interview them and see if they're a fit before we go back to doing the 40-hour instruction again.
Well, let me rephrase. I'm sorry. I know 2 of them already have their 41. I think his 40-hour expired in June. But he was a working police officer for that point. So it's a gray area. He may still be covered, but I don't know.
Because you're always taking applications, right?
Yeah.
And if the right fit comes along, then you make that recommendation to the town. So, I would leave that up to you. I just know that the last couple times that we've done that 40-hour, then they didn't perform or they left, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's totally up to you to bring that recommendation to this council.
I'll talk to some of them. I know a couple of them got problems. Jim's got medical issues.
Well, and I understand people have to take leave of absence. I just need to make sure that they're following the proper protocol
Right.
in the handbook and that it's showing here at the town hall that they are on a leave of absence of whatever reason it may be.
Right.
And I know that you and I had talked before about your coverage, and I thought you and I were in agreement that unless your second shift and your day shift was covered, that you wouldn't be covering the third shift.
Right.
And I've noticed a couple times coming into town that we don't have anybody on the second shift on the weekends, but we're having somebody come in as a reserve third shift through the week.
Who's
I don't know, there's a little car out there and I can't come in town Sunday night. I couldn't find an officer anywhere.
I'll look into it.
I appreciate it.
I know Tim got issues with his child, but he's doing a lot of work through the prosecutor's office for it.
Well, and I understand leave of absences. I just need to make sure that they're following just like you would if you took a leave of absence. That's the town's protocol. We need to know if they're on an absence from the town. That way they're not using their badge to do off-duty security because that's part of our stipulation. We just need to know if they're active or they're not active. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if you're wanting to put more officers on, then you would do the interview process like you guys do and then make the recommendation to the council.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything else on police? Okay, water and sewage.
Ronnie is doing well in his training.
Yes, great job.
Yeah.
For Ronnie. Great job to Ronnie.
Other than that, things are well. We do need to replace a hydrant at the northwest corner of Main Street and Elm Street. The estimate that came in to remove and replace the water hydrant is $4,100.
That's labor.
Okay,
That's labor and removing the concrete.
Carl, I need you to stay for streets,
Putting
please.
putting the new hydrant in that we purchased.
yeah,
And then replacing the concrete. Now the price of the hydrant, if we go with the type of hydrant that the fire department would like us to go to with the quick connect
mhm,
on the 6-inch, that's around $4,600 for just the 6-inch hydrant.
okay.
We have a few other hydrants that need to be replaced, but due to the cost of near $10,000 a hydrant, we'll just do one hydrant at a time.
Yeah.
So, I entertain a motion.
So I'll make a motion to approve the estimate from Schneider General Contractors LLC to replace, to furnish all labor and equipment to excavate down and remove the existing water hydrant at the northwest corner of Main and Elm Street, and then replace the new hydrant provided by the town of Gaston.
Second.
Motion with the second, roll call.
Robert, Brett,
Aye.
Brett. I said Robert. Brett,
I said aye.
Katina.
Aye.
I didn't hear that.
Said it before I said anything.
Anything else on water and sewage?
We've completed all the required testing for 2025. Last of it was done last month. And everything is within limitations.
Great.
And I'm working on getting ready to send out reports to the residences, the unknowns on the
Right.
lead service line inventory, which we have to do by the end of each year, the ones that are left
Right.
that we've not determined.
Approximately how many of those do you think?
Probably 150.
Everything going well at both plants?
Yes.
Seeing nothing else in water and sewage, we'll move to streets.
I will add that we did get a notice from IDAM that, this area is in a moderate drought area and to watch our water table in our wells.
Let me go ahead and go to the streets now.
Yes.
Okay. I put down, ask Carl to find out who did the work. Schneider showed me a few things, and on the sidewalks, like they redid them, or wherever they worked at, they redid it. And there's a lot. I sent everybody a picture of. There's a lot of pitting in it. It's a higher level than what was there before. So I don't know if you could find who did that work, and maybe me and you could go meet with them.
Who's got the job contract to do it all?
I don't know if
Somebody's
that's
gotta be a source of,
Well, you've got two
Monster.
different companies. You got one company that's working for Spectrum, and you got one company that's working for Xfinity.
I just want to find out who it is, so me and you can go talk to the manager, and maybe me and you can get on the golf cart and go show them the work that they did, because it's unacceptable work. Plus, not only that, they did the work in the road and then left like chunks, because they mixed the concrete in the road and everything. They left chunks in that person's yard and in the road.
well, I've got a bigger problem than that. We gotta get our decoration lights, the black ones. And now every time I turn one of the switches back on, it blows the fuse. So they cut the underground water.
Is it the same company?
I don't know who did it.
Have you had any communication with these people out working?
I've talked to them, but I can't talk to them.
Elaborate.
The place is everybody is doing work for either Spectrum or for Comcast, and everything that's being done by Comcast is overseen by Mostech, and they're the ones that hire all the subcontractors.
No habla English.
So Mostech would be the go-to company.
I'll say Tracy has
Start
the
with.
contact information in her office, so could you not give them a call Monday and say, hey, you know,
Call tomorrow.
Cause I want, and then I'll go with you if whatever day it is, and we'll go around to all those spots and be like, let them look at it like, do you think this is acceptable? Cause they obviously,
so
Okay,
you'll call them tomorrow and set up a walkthrough with their management.
so what happens is the street light comes on, it knocks our breaker out, turns off our air conditioner.
And the work that they did has caused this issue.
Yes,
one of them,
Yes.
yes.
So I don't even know. Are the street lights even on anymore? Yeah, we got
is
them
that
all.
why it's so hot in here?
Okay, so you'll call tomorrow, get somebody that has some authority out here to look at this work that's been done.
Yes.
And then will you follow up with all council members? And then he can go on that walkthrough with you? Thank you.
And then, other than that, I'm gonna meet with, Lane and Jacob on Wednesday the 15th at 8:30 in the morning for that, the road work. I did want to ask you guys, because they want a 5-year plan, with us getting that new sign down there, where would you guys rather start, down there or where the new sign's going when you're coming into town? What would you suggest?
Okay, so here I talked to Jacob today.
Okay.
So Lane is coming in. For this year, they only want to look for this October, like getting something in now. They're going to go around and look at some of the smaller roads that just need some repairs. Then we're going to work towards the bigger roads. And every year we will apply.
So we're not gonna start with the big roads?
They're coming in Wednesday with you.
Oh, I thought I was going, he gave me. an
According to that,
address.
he's going to Muncie.
I'm going to
Oh,
Muncie.
okay. Well, that's right. He did say he wanted you to come to Muncie. So
But they don't want to start on the main road, they want to start on a less traveled road?
for this time,
For 2025.
for 2025,
I
because
wanna
we
do
don't
that.
have enough time. We only got 15 more days.
Yeah, but still, we're gonna come up with the same amount of money, right?
No, the bigger your project, the more money you gotta have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they need $1 million,
Yeah.
we gotta have 20% of that.
So,
Yeah, I know.
So
And
if
as far
there's-
as the 5-year plan goes, that was created by Commonwealth, so we either need to have Commonwealth update that, or you need to have Bill Walters update that.
okay,
That's
so
one of the documents that I had shared with.
Yeah, I got it, but
Yeah,
I wanted to switch some.
if they're only wanting to do a side
That's what I
road this
mean.
year, would we talk about
Okay.
Vine Street?
No, they can't do Vine Street
I just don't
why
like
can't they
that.
do Vine Street?
because they need to go all the way down. I have an email on it. I'll forward it to you. They gotta grind it all the way down.
Pine Street would probably have to start all the way over to base.
Yeah,
So what about Madison Street? I see that's on
No.
potential projects.
same thing.
I'd say go to your meeting Wednesday and share with the council what, you know.
So when they came, I asked them that we find some of the roads. I'm just going to use the street here. It is not in horrible shape. I'm just using it for example. Why would we not fix this road if we can get money this year? Or why would we not fix, and I'm just using a road, Washington Street this year and get it fixed
If-
and hit some of the smaller streets
But
with money that we can get?
My,
Because we're going to apply again next year.
I know.
Yeah,
So you- Huh?
But that's not gonna be until July.
Right.
next-
It's the
next
same,
round
but
won't
you
come
do
back
it.
Open until July.
Right. But you keep doing it every year to, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why I
Apply
wanna
every
start
year.
On a bit. I wanna
well,
start-
I'm with you on the fact that it depends
'cause it's
how
hard-
much our portion would be.
but
That
this
would be the
one-
big factor is how much.
So,
are we-
and that was
Parks on the railroad.
that was the email that I sent to everybody that earmarked edit for $45,000 for streets.
Yeah, but I thought the 45,000 was taken care
That's
of. We were
our
going to be taking care of
20%.
our main roads, is what I was thinking.
And that, and the only people that are going down those roads are the people that live on it, going to work and coming home from work. I wanted to start on roads that are traveled every day.
But what she's saying is, okay, we're in October. We have just a few weeks to go ahead and apply for the 2025. So she's saying, why wouldn't it, if I'm understanding her correctly, the project that we're wanting to do, the main roads, is too big of a project to get done in 2 weeks. So she's saying, rather than give up funds that we could get in 2025, why don't we do a side road for 2025, do our main roads in 2026? But my position on that would be is, how much is that side road going to cost us,
Right.
our portion?
And
So
there
they're
again,
going
you're
to
still
try to
gonna
come
have-
up
you're
with
still
some
gonna
kind
have
of
the
plan with it.
recreation of the 5-year plan that's gonna have to happen before, because that's gotta happen by the end of the year too. Because LTAP has to be submitted at the end of every year.
Okay.
So I'd either reach out to Bill or reach out to Rob Belushi at Commonwealth.
Or reach out to Matthews and find out how they're getting the mold done.
Okay, so Mr. Barry was,
I was just gonna say, I'm with him. If you're gonna put the sign up there, the last thing you wanna see is, hey, Gaston, welcome to Gaston.
Like even if I could get like
Just part of
50
it.
The
yards.
problem is having enough time to get those estimates and all of the things that are required to be able to apply for a CCMG grant completed in the amount of time. Because if I remember correctly, I think that is due next week.
October 30th.
Oh, okay. So October 30th.
Is that for this year?
Yeah.
that's for
That's
this
for
year.
this year.
Okay.
And then
so
we
you-
reapply in July for next year.
And maybe we'll have more money is what they're saying, and we can, because they match.
Maybe.
Or they 20/80, right? So
Yeah, it's an 80-20 grant.
So Tracy, if he goes over there Wednesday and your idea of doing a side road, what side road are you thinking that would fit it?
Well, that's what I wanted them to do, was go through these streets. And you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You can't just sit idle forever and ever and ever and ever.
I understand that, but the
So,
roads that are worse on here, you
so
say
they-
we can't. So that's what I'm
right.
saying.
but what would take longer starting down there? I know it's not as
You just
much
need to
of a
go to
road.
your meeting. If they need to call me, they can, and I can listen in or whatever they need to do there.
Could you attend it by conference with him by your phone?
Yeah.
Will that work for you?
That would be awesome.
Do you want Carl to go with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just
Carl,
saying,
can
we
you go
don't
with
want to give up the,
Well, right, because if
The-
we don't use it by the end of the year, we lose it.
Yeah, I know.
So that's $45,000 that goes down the drain if it's not used this year.
Yes.
So what time's your meeting?
8:30.
Can you go with him 8:30 on Wednesday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so Carl will attend with you.
My question is, what will take longer? Why would it take longer to get it all? Because we're doing the same thing, right? All the paperwork's the same. Why is it going to take longer to start down there than it would do inside road?
Because your side roads are smaller.
Okay.
They're
okay, your
smaller-
side
they're a
roads are smaller
project.
and they may not be, like, we know the main road has to be dug down,
8 inches, probably.
whatever you got to do. You got to mill it up and all this, that, and right?
Usually, but sometimes you can lay it on top.
And
Oh,
Carl,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said
I mean,
no.
everything, when I was over streets, everything that we were getting was mill it down.
And I
So that it's fixed.
And I would like for you, as Gary said, I'd like you to reach out because I talked to you before about the milling and you said the county doesn't have the equipment. I would like for you to reach out to the town of Matthews and find out who did theirs and what kind of cost it was.
Mhm.
Can you do that for us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can call my mother-in-law too.
Where's
My father-in-law's
the,
on the council.
we got an email. It just basically says 2/3 of the streets are deteriorating rapidly. Vine and Madison definitely need to be milled completely to stone, regraded and with 2-inch binder course and 1-inch surface. There's significant wheel rutting present on both streets. I'm worried that a milling machine and triaxles would cause more damage. the intersection of Madison, which looks like it had been paved recently, and Vine is already failing. Do you know what's done on this street? The last thing I want to do is give a quote for something that will not last. Elm should be fine with a mill and resurface. I will just add an allowance for partial, and it's a big long email about how bad the streets are.
I'll say I don't have that, so.
Yeah. So everything is basically down to the ground. Part of this project is, and I don't even know what you call it because they were talking so fast you can't understand them. But it's where you fill the cracks,
Yeah.
and then the next year you come back and I'm just using this.
That's a fact.
Yes,
Oh,
you
we're
just
doing
fill
it.
all the cracks, let it harden for a year, and the next year you come back and you cover it.
Yeah. He just said.
And that's part of
if
the
you do
grant.
that, then they can just go over it with a little bit. I remember that.
So you go to your
What
meeting
side
Wednesday, Traci will phone conference with you and Carl will go with you and then follow up with, if we need to have a special meeting, then we'll have a special meeting.
Okay.
But right now, I don't know, I don't see any action needs taken. Mr. Rosenbaum.
It's what seems real funny to me. It doesn't matter where you're at. They just redo a road, the next thing gas company, the next thing the water, next thing the telephone, somebody comes and tears it up. So before we do anything, get a 10-year guarantee from the gas. Cause
Well, you can't hurt that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know what you're saying, you can't do that.
Well, there is, and we talked about this before, there's communities that have an ordinance in place that if they make a cut, a certain amount of cuts in the road, they got to resurface the entire road.
Well, no, I haven't heard that.
There is, because over by us, when that happened, I was not happy. And I talked to Mr. Walters about it, and we probably do need to look into that. Because you're exactly correct. As soon as we put a new road in, then they decide they're going to come.
Yeah.
And you're not, gas is gas. People got to have it. But we need to have something in place that they put our street back to that satisfactory or better.
Well,
Is that what that ordinance you just read?
Should be better because it's.
There's a right of way there that would cover a little bit of it, but it didn't cover anything about how many cuts to resurface in the road itself. So we need to look at other communities for the
big?
ordinance they have. I know when it was said to me, it was X amount of cuts would constitute them having to resurface the entire road itself. So we just need to find an example of that and run that by legal.
I know, just recommendation, once you figure out what streets and what areas you want to work, you could probably contact the engineering department of Center Point and find out if they've got any upcoming projects in that area, because I know they've still got some gas line replacement to do. And I know the guy that does the water, he doesn't have any projects coming up, water, sewer, either one.
I might be able to make that phone call. I know somebody that works there.
Okay. Anything else on streets?
Anything else?
Don't need to buy anything.
Oh, the truck. That we got is getting serviced. But not.
And the other truck's back and he's using it right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to remind everybody that Gaston Volunteer Fire Department's having their breakfast this Saturday from 8 to noon. I want people to come out and support your local fire department and have a great breakfast. And I am meeting tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. with both township trustees and the fire chief for our annual update on the fire department. Community comments.
No.
Are you done?
no,
Okay. Traci, you don't have anything else? Council members, nothing else? I'd entertain a motion
Make
to
a motion
adjourn.
to adjourn at 8:13 p.m.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Tina.
Aye. Thank you all for coming.
Fevers.
She opened the door.